So we live in the most informed time in human history. As a matter of fact, if you dig in your pocket right now, you pull out your phone and you have access to podcasts, to audiobooks, to AI tools, to YouTube videos, right? But if information was the key, we'd all be millionaires. We'd all have six packs. We'd all be in perfect relationships. But instead, it feels like most of us are stuck, full of anxiety and kind of paralyzed, right, and not making move. So, but why is that? It's because knowledge is not everything. Knowledge is not the full story. I find that there's three pillars you need to really get unstuck. Most people stop at the first one. Some people make it to the second one. But the third one, that's where the magic happens. The framework is this: knowledge, wisdom, courage. It sounds simple, almost biblical, but don't be fooled by the simplicity. This is the framework for execution. Here's the reality: you can have all the knowledge in the world, but if you don't have the wisdom, you may not execute correctly, or you may execute at the wrong time. Or you could have all the knowledge and wisdom in the world, but if you're scared, you're just going to die with the potential still inside of you. Today, we're going to talk about the relationship between these three pillars and how discipline can help you take action. First, it's knowledge. We live in the information era. There's no reason to not know what you need to know now, right? So you could even, with AI tools specifically, right? You can even get an outline, you can get a curriculum, you can figure out a game plan to understand or to consume the information you need to accomplish whatever goal you're trying to do, right? So at this point, since there is no excuse for lack of information, it's really just about setting a game plan and setting the time aside to actually go and get the information, right? So this is where discipline kind of comes in place, right? So now, just because the information is there doesn't mean you're gonna be able to accomplish something overnight. It still may take you a month, it may take you 6 months, it may take you a year, it may take you 2 years, right? Depending on what exactly you want to accomplish. But the information is there for you to get. So it's up to you now to go in there and go get the information. Use your podcast, use YouTube, use the AI tools, like I said. Do your research, or open up some books, listen to some audiobooks, right? So make sure you take the time based on whatever your goal is and go out there and get the information that you need. Secure the knowledge, but don't stop there, because knowledge with no execution is just trivia. Now, the second pillar is wisdom. Now, wisdom is a little bit harder to quantify. You can't just download it from a website like you can knowledge, right? If knowledge is the fuel, wisdom is the steering wheel, right? Wisdom is applied knowledge filtered through experience. It's its ability to remove the noise from the signal itself. In the world of go, 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 wisdom is understanding the difference between: do I invest now or do I wait for the dip? Do I react to an insult or do I just let it slide? Or do I need to correct this person at this point, right? I find that there's two ways to gather wisdom. One is through other people. This is where podcasts are great, right? You can listen to people speak on podcasts, talk through stories, through interviews, learn from their mistakes, learn from what they did to succeed, learn from what not to do from them, right? You can learn from your elders, from a mentor, from a coach, from a teacher. You can learn the things that they did right and what they did wrong. You could also learn from yourself. This is where self-reflection becomes very important. Now, I'm a big believer in speaking things into existence and speaking into life what you want to be. But when it's time to self-reflect, you got to be honest with yourself. You got to say, okay, what am I doing wrong? What am I doing right? Where am I currently at? Um, this is not the time to kind of pump your head up. This is the time to be true with yourself. Say, okay, I'm trying to accomplish A, B, and C, but I'm still struggling with A. So I need to figure out what I'm doing wrong here, right? So self-reflection, you have to be able to sit back and be honest with yourself and understand where you're at, and not create this world where this kind of fantasy world around your head, and that you already made it, right? You have to be honest with yourself and let yourself understand. Part of wisdom is separating emotion from action, right? So this is kind of that stoic reality. When you're angry, your knowledge is clouded. When you're scared, your IQ drops. So wisdom is a discipline to regulate these emotions so you can access that knowledge that you work so hard to get. It's also accepting your limits. Accept the fact that you don't know everything, and that you may need to go back and acquire more information, or go seek it from other people. Wisdom is understanding just because you can do something doesn't mean you should be doing something. But here's where most people freeze. You have the knowledge, you have the wisdom to know what to do, but most people just freeze. This brings us to the third and probably most important pillar: courage. Knowledge provides the map, wisdom provides the route, but courage, that's what's actually going to drive you. So let me give you an example. I decided to start this year a YouTube channel built on discipline. Now, I do not feel comfortable in front of the camera. I don't feel comfortable recording myself. I don't necessarily enjoy it at all. But my goal was to go create a successful channel, to inspire people, to show people discipline. So the only way I can do that is to be in front of the camera, and the way I wanted to do it, at least. In the beginning, I would even say I still am. I'm kind of fumbling my way through it. I'm doing research. I'm reading the books. I'm watching other audiobooks. I'm watching other YouTube videos, and I'm putting the work in, and sometimes, I'll get 2,000 views on a short, right, and then 3 likes, right, and it's very frustrating. It can kind of make you feel a little beat up at times. Um, and it is scary, right? It's scary to be judged. It's scary to say the wrong thing, to look weird, to sound weird. I don't particularly like my voice very much. I think I say words. I pronounce some certain words kind of funny. Um, but if I was to let fear determine whether I do it or not, I would still just be thinking about it right now, right? So I take action, right? That's the important part of this. Is all of this. It's not letting fear control you. It's not letting that emotion of fear control you. You have to take action, right? That's what being courageous is, right? It's not being scared. It's not the absence of fear. It is fear showing up and you still taking action, right? Because it's the right thing to do. It seems simple, right? But think about how many times you want to do something, but you don't do it. Start that business, start that YouTube channel, go back to school, go ask out that girl or that guy, right? But why? It's because of fear. It's the fear of looking stupid. It's the fear, or even bigger than that, the fear of the unknown, right? It's that big mystery that we're all terrified of. But here's the truth: courage is the moment when discipline becomes real. It's when you stop planning your new life and you start living your new life. So set a goal, create a plan, work the plan. Don't look at your short term results, and just put your head down and do the work. You don't wait for perfection, because perfection is just another word for procrastination. You just need to go out there and start taking action. And then once you start taking action, then you'll start seeing, when you'll hit that reevaluate mode, right? And then that wisdom starts to build. And as you gather more information, that knowledge begins to build, right? And then there it is once again: knowledge, wisdom, courage, all lined up together in 3 different pillars. So here's the operating system. You have to get that knowledge, right? Because that's how you know what to do. You have to get that wisdom, because that's going to teach you when to do it and how to apply your knowledge correctly. And you got to be courageous, because that's what's going to make you do it even when you're scared, because it's the right thing to do. So today, before you go to sleep, I challenge you with this. So instead of scrolling all night, take 5 minutes and think about these 3 pillars, and think about which one of these do you need to work on the most right now. Because your life won't change because you hear something. It'll change when you take action. If you're ready to take action, hit the like button, subscribe, and let's go put in that work.